Hi people, welcome to an episode of Frankie Sim. My name's Frankie, and yeah, since it's one of my kind of first videos that I'm doing, and I sort of I do and I don't know what I'm doing, to be honest. But yeah, look, I decided to choose this plane, the 207 Skywagon from Alebeo, or Alebeo if you want to call it that. Just another look here. Anyway, generally I just want to sort of talk about you know, what type of flight simming I do, and it's just generally just the sort of flight simming to immerse myself in. I don't like spending too much time trying to tweak my simulator to try and get it running the best I can, or you know, trying to get as many frames as I can out of it. You know, I lock my frames to 30, and that's about it really. I'm over tweaking the CFG file. I just leave it as standard because it doesn't really make a lot of difference in P3D version 2.5, in my opinion. Yeah, look, it runs as good as ever it's going to run. So yeah, let's get this flight on the go, shall we? Anywho, the GPS I'm using here is just a standard GPS that the plane comes with. I am actually currently going for my private pilot's license, slowly but surely, you know. We've only just sort of started doing circuits. We're really excited about that. But as time permits and as money permits, you know, I get up there and do an hour's training. But yeah, look, I chose P3D over FSX purely because it's a bit more of a training environment, and look, I just think it runs better on my system at the end of the day. It tends to run better on current hardware. Yeah. So anyway, off we go. We're going to go from, we're here at Bathurst. We're heading off to Woolongong. And look, the scenery I'm using at the moment is, it's Orbx Australia, plus some of their airports, like Bathurst, as you see here. I think it's a bit loud, don't you think? I'm not sure if I can hear myself. But anyway, yeah, this is Bathurst. I've also got a couple other airports within Australia from Orbx. And yeah, I got New Zealand. I went out and bought New Zealand. But at the moment I thought, you know, I'm just gonna concentrate on Australia. Since I live here, I live in Melbourne, and yeah, and focus on a bit of New Zealand as well. As you probably notice, you know, you'll see stutters here and there within the flights. Look, P3D is just known for stuttering. Don't know why. Don't know if it'll ever get fixed. I'm not really sure what the cause is. But I've watched so many P3D videos on YouTube, and I must say about 99.9% of the videos I've seen, they all stutter. At some point, it just doesn't matter. They all stutter. You know, the frames will be consistent. You know, 30 frames, 40 frames. That's fantastic, you know, but unfortunately P3D is just prone to micro stutters, and yeah, I'm not sure why. So I think also within the video editing and the rendering, it may have induced some extra stutters. But anyway, we're here to enjoy a bit of a flight from Bathurst to Wollongong. I'm about to take off here. this plane tends to want to take off fairly early. It picks up speed quite quickly, as you'll see. And we're off already. Just stick the flaps back up. A bit early, but you know. I'm using Active Sky Next as a weather engine, and I'm currently using historical weather. I'm not sure what the date's set at, but seems to be limited visibility at the moment. Now I think we're going to have to go left here. Let's go left. So follow the waypoint, I guess, eh? Since this is one of my first videos, you know, I've never done commentary on videos before, so you'll have to excuse me if I sound a bit wonky, or, you know, if I muddle up my words. You know, I really like this plane. Just the way it flies, it's fairly realistic actually. I mean, during training I've been flying just the Cessna 152, and I must say, even though this is, you know, it's just a simulator at the end of the day, but this plane actually does fly quite similar in ways to the real thing, to be honest. Look, it's user friendly. It's a bit of Bathurst to the right. So here we're approaching the bush now, good old Aussie bush. We're heading sort of you know, in an easterly direction. Yeah, with the general aviation aircrafts, I don't particularly use much autopilot at all. I don't know, I just like to have a hands-on feeling when I fly. sometimes if I want to just stay at an altitude and it's really windy or there's a lot of turbulence, I'll just stick autopilot on just for the altitude, and then just, you know, sort of turn to my liking, just have a bit of a look around at the views. By the way, people, if you have any suggestions on how I can improve the quality of my videos, or anything really, any sort of constructive criticism, yeah, look, I'm happy to take that on board. Also, if there's any flights in particular you'd like me to do within Australia or New Zealand, yeah, just give us a hoy, let us know. Yeah, and I'll see if I can cater for you, I suppose. Let me know what type of weather. Just don't ask for any hurricanes, because I don't think these Cessnas will handle it. Just heading over, don't know what part of New South Wales this is, but kind of looks fairly remote, doesn't it? And just a bit more. Looks like there's a couple of dirt tracks down below there. So wonder if those tracks would be any good for some dirt bike riding. And again, I don't know if that's a dam or a lake of some sort. I haven't really done any studies on where I'm flying over. Here we are, just on the approach. It's at about 1100 feet. It's kind of hard to see the runway when you're flight simming. I mean, in reality, I'd just duck my head and move my head around and have a look, but you know, it's a lot harder in the sim when you can't really see it. Just sort of going by what I could see before, and there it is to the left there. Yeah, I don't have track IR or any fancy stuff like that. I just generally just like to keep things simple. Well, let's land this baby, shall we? There's only really a slight breeze. It's not much really. Just let her float a bit. Oh. Okay, we're down. We're safe. I didn't destroy the aeroplane or anything like that, which is good. There's yeah, the taxiway's up to the right somewhere. Getting there. I don't use ATC or in these videos. I just too much time spent talking and just don't really want to do it really. Just want to fly. When it comes to the real thing, well then I'll do the right thing. And it's Wollongong. We'll just taxi to the parking spot, I guess, eh? Show you a bit of the airport. This plane tends to have a really long sort of, you know, sort of bonnet, if you want to call it that. I don't know what they call it on a plane, but I've had to adjust the view so I can kind of see over it a bit. And again, this is one of Orbx sceneries. Couple of people in that hangar there. A couple of people just walking around. I don't know what they're doing really. Okay people, thanks for watching. Yeah, I'm not sure what my next video is going to be, but I'll certainly do another flight within Australia. And yeah, look, thanks for watching. Please, if you want to subscribe, by all means subscribe. And yeah, take care fellas.